We're back here on the Yaffee program, News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN. Yes, I'm Alabama's voice of reason. As you know, Huntsville's conservative conscience. Don't forget to like the Yaffee Facebook page. Follow me on X at Yaffee or Instagram as well at Yaffee Live. You can always catch the podcast there and lots of other stuff that I'm posting all the time. Let's get to the headlines. Right now, once again, we have those Alabama bullet points.
Alabama bullet points. Today's headlines from around the Yellowhammer State.
Sponsored by Larry's Pistol and Pawn. Number 4 today, Katie Britt presses NASA chief on the SLS future and secures commitment on $110 million propulsion funding. So U.S. Senator Katie Britt pressed NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman during a Senate subcommittee hearing on the agency's fiscal year 2027 budget, emphasizing the need to maintain steady production of the Space Launch System rocket to support a roughly 10-month launch cadence for future Artemis missions. Now, Britt highlighted the contributions of Alabama's Marshall Space Flight Center to the successful Artemis II mission and pushed back against budget language suggesting a potential commercial replacement for the SLS beyond the Artemis V, stressing that it remains the only vehicle capable of launching both crew and heavy cargo to the moon in a single mission. Isaacman reassured her that NASA is not pursuing a transition away from the SLS and expects it to remain one of the two pathways forward. Number 3, kind of a sports story. Well, it is a sports story here. Nick Saban agrees with the decision to extend DeBoer's contract at Regions Pro-Am. He says he's happy that he's the coach. So Nick Saban endorsed Alabama's decision to extend head coach Kalen DeBoer and the contract for him. Speaking at the Regions Tradition Celebrity Pro-Am in Birmingham, the legendary former Crimson Tide coach said he was happy that he's the coach and stressed that coaching is now as competitive as playing. Now, Saban noted that DeBoer had drawn serious interest from multiple Big Ten programs, so Alabama needed to act decisively with the extension and a higher buyout to retain him. Now, Saban highlighted the risks of coaching turnover, pointing to the 26 players who entered the transfer portal after his own retirement, which made the transition difficult for the new staff. But he praised Alabama for managing the shift well. Number 2 today, Dale Strong defends his vote on reauthorization of FISA. Says we must ensure the American people are protected against threats to our homeland. So Congressman Dale Strong defended Congress's vote to extend the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act, FISA, arguing it is essential for protecting Americans from homeland threats with safeguarding constitutional rights. Now, on May 1st, the House passed a short-term 45-day extension of FISA as lawmakers finalize the Foreign Intelligence Accountability Act, which would extend the program for 3 years with added reforms and stronger penalties for misuse against U.S. citizens. Now, although the bill passed largely along party lines and did not include a controversial warrant requirement, Strong emphasized that the legislation fully backed by President Trump builds on prior safeguards to prevent weaponization against citizens or political opponents. Trump himself endorsed it, citing its value for military and counterterrorism. And number 1 today, talked about this at the top of the show, Attorney General Steve Marshall files an emergency motion to lift congressional map injunctions. This is in the wake of the U.S. Supreme Court's decision when it comes to redistricting and racial gerrymandering. So this was done yesterday. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall filed emergency motions with the U.S. Supreme Court asking it to immediately lift injunctions blocking the state's 2023 congressional map. Now, the motions were filed in 3 redistricting cases: Allen v. Singleton, Allen v. Milligan, and Allen v. Castor. Now, Marshall argues that the injunctions cannot survive the Supreme Court's recent ruling in Louisiana v. Callis. In that decision, the court held the plaintiffs challenging maps under Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act cannot treat race and political affiliation as interchangeable. They must show that race, not politics or other race-neutral factors, drove the map drawing process. If they cannot disentangle the two, Section 2 liability cannot be imposed. So Marshall emphasized that Alabama deserves the same opportunity as other states to use its lawfully enacted maps. Now, the motions ask the Supreme Court to expedite the cases, vacate the injunctions and lower court judgments, and remand them for proceedings consistent with the decision. So I think a special session is coming pretty soon, and it's very possible the Supreme Court will grant those emergency injunctions, which would be a huge deal, obviously. By the way, you know what else is a big deal? Larry's Pistol and Pawn. One of the reasons is because of the great deals you're going to get at Larry's Pistol and Pawn if you go shopping there. So go to the Madison location and see the great deals they have on the best in jewelry in town. So maybe you're looking for a gold necklace, a silver necklace. They have either of that. Maybe you're looking for an engagement ring, a new diamond. They have that. My mom got a nice sapphire ring there. I bought my wife diamond earrings there a couple of years ago. I wouldn't have usually done that for a Christmas present because it can be really expensive, but it was such a great price. I had to do it, and my wife loves them. You'll love anything you get at Larry's Pistol and Pawn, not just for the prices, but the quality. And, of course, you have a great experience anytime you go. The customer service there is always amazing. I mean, they treat you like family. They really do. Go to Larry's Pistol and Pawn in Madison. It's off Greenbrier Exit 3 next to the big rusty water tower. Find out more at pistolandpawn.com. They always post the latest sales up there on the website, pistolandpawn.com. Let them know Yaffee sent you. Brad Presnell joins me next on the Yaffee program.
You're listening to Yaffee on WVNN.
Hey, I'm Chris Van Vliet. Go behind the scenes and beyond the headlines with the biggest names in pro wrestling and beyond.
You could pop up in WWE tomorrow. Would Saraya be there or would Paige be there?
Paige, 100%.
So when you're setting up Logan Paul to frog splash you through the announce table, what's going through your mind?
This should make every headline in the world.
It makes sense, right? In your jelly roll.
We knew we had that kind of a moment.
Mindset, motivation, and what it takes to succeed. Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
My name is David Goss, and I'm joined by my co-host Megan Klinenberg.
And now we're giving people an inside look at the World Cup.
Time's ticking. I think you can feel the intensity. All the guys are wanting to really stake their claim, and they want to be on that World Cup roster. There's no doubt about it.
Hosting the World Cup on home soil comes with its pressures, but we're just really excited, just as the people are.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast, presented by Henco. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.